S&W M&P, one more ampersand and we got 3. Hello everybody, welcome back to Go Big or Go Home, where recoil is required. Why? Because we're the house of the rising gun. I'm your host Sean, and today we're going to review a gun that you saw us doing a desert demo earlier in the month with, which is the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 in 10mm with the 4-inch barrel. Now, we're going to get into some of the different features, some of the different options you have, and what my experiences were with accuracy, reliability, and overall comfort and ergonomics. Okay, so let's take a close look at the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 in 10mm with a 4-inch barrel. Just a quick breakdown, the M&P series of pistols from Smith & Wesson is their polymer frame striker-fired pistol series. You can get them in several different calibers. You can get them with or without thumb safeties. As you can see here, I opted not to. They are ambidextrous safeties, so if you want to get one, you can. The 10mm is available in a 4-inch and a 4.6-inch barrel. I opted for the 4-inch because for me, this is a trail gun. That's what I would use it for. So I wanted to test the gun out in that capacity. They're in the 2.0 version, which is some updated features and an improved trigger. So this is an M&P 2.0. So let's go through what you get for your money. I paid $620 for this at my gun store. I got it from Healy, America's firearms provider. Shout out to them. Anyways, so what do you get for your money? Well, you're going to get high capacity magazines. It'll come with 2 of these. So there's the first one, second one. They're 15 rounds, which is great for 10mm. Like I said, you get the ambidextrous safety if you want it, ambidextrous slide stop, and you get a reversible, what's the word I'm looking for, magazine release. If you're left-handed, you can flip that around. You get front and rear cocking serrations. You get a accessory rail. You also get a optic cut, and it does come with plates so that you can try pretty much anything on there. Now, be forewarned, most of them are plastic with the exception, I think, of one of them. I personally, because of the abuse of the round, I would prefer metal, but that's neither here nor there. The sights are 3 white dot and their suppressor height so that they co-witness with your optic, which for me, this has always been one of the reasons why I didn't like red dots, as I said, well, what if it breaks, you know? Well, they co-witness. And if you do eventually want to get a threaded barrel on this, well, hey, you got suppressor height sights. So a lot of good stuff here. I mean, really a lot of good things. And one of the other features that they have I want to share is really cool is the grip. Pretty much every modern firearm these days gives you the option to swap out your grips, usually on the side or sometimes on the front and back or sometimes just the back. But this one has what they call palm swells. And it comes in 4 sizes. You have your small, oh no, that's the medium. You have your small, you have your medium, you have your medium large, and you have your large. Now, the way this works is there's a little key down here. You reach down, you pull, and you slide it off, and you can put whichever one you want on there. Here's the small. So this is really great because if you've got more than one person who's going to shoot this or carry it, you know, my wife has smaller hands. She might prefer this instead. For me, where I love what they did with these palm swells is I have these big monkey mitts, okay? I'm 6'2", I weigh in excess of 200 pounds. I'm a big guy. I'm going to leave this out for a moment. And these palm swells make the gun's grip wider in just the right place. If you think about how you put your hand on something, that leaves, you know, literally this part of your hand right here is going to be open. Well, this is the first pistol that really fits that part of my hand perfectly. It made shooting this gun just a dream, very comfortable, and it really made it feel more ergonomically fit to my hand than pretty much any handgun I've shot. 1911s would be the closest thing to that, but really, Smith & Wesson, if anybody from the company is watching, you guys knocked it out of the park with that. This is just fantastic. Perfect for my big, you know, Sasquatch-style hands. Very comfortable to shoot, so I liked that a lot. The other thing they did here that I thought was great, they put the new Shield Plus trigger on it. Most of the M&Ps have a hinge trigger. This one has the little trigger dingus in it, which for me, this is fantastic. It's a good trigger too, so when you're sitting here and you're shooting, nice crisp break. I'll give you guys the weight as far as how much it is. One of the other things I like about the trigger is the reset is nice too. If you watch right there. So again, there's where the reset is, And it's just a really great place. So the trigger on this is very nice. Is it a marksman trigger? No, but for a carry trigger, I don't think it's going to get much better than this. Could it get better? Well, you know, you be the judge there, but I think it's a pretty damn good trigger. I have a Crimson Trace CTS 1550 red dot on there. I saw Bo Quinn try one of these when he was reviewing the pistol on gunblast.com. If it's good enough for Bogue, it's good enough for me, so I'm trying it out. This is my first red dot. I'm enjoying it. The only thing I will say that I don't like about some of the ergonomics, by the way, the front serrations are great, but when you want to field strip the gun, like a lot of guns these days, you know, you have to lock the slide back and you have to flip the slide lock, and then you can, oh wait, no, you can't release it. Well, why is that? And that's because if you look down here, you know, you don't see it, but right down there, there is a trigger deactivator bar that you have to push down. So you can see now it's pushed down. Now it comes off. So this is kind of a nitpick. So let's talk about the weight of it, because if you're going to carry this gun at all, anytime you carry a gun, weight can be a thing. Not a big deal if you're carrying a gun for, you know, say a couple of hours, but for me, a 10mm is a trail defense gun. I'm worried about things like mountain lion, where I live, javelina. I'm also worried about black bear. So the lighter, the better. And this gun doesn't disappoint in that respect. It weighs 28.48 ounces with the red dot on it. Now the site says, the Smith & Wesson site says about 27 and change, so it's pretty spot on. So that's 1.78 pounds. Compare this to a Glock 20, which has the 4.6 inch barrel, and mine is at least 32.48 ounces. Again, these weights are all unloaded. So that's 2.03 pounds. So the M&P is 14% lighter. So that's kind of a boon as far as carrying it. The Rock Island Armory TAC Ultra that you guys have seen on my website, now it has a full front rail, so it's a little heavy for a 1911, but that weighs 46.56 ounces or 2.91 pounds, so it's considerably heavier. You know, this is going to be a lighter gun. It's going to carry more rounds. That really gives you an advantage. But that's not always the case because, of course, we know weight helps combat recoil. The Rock Island Armory, being the heaviest firearm, has an average recoil of 8.64 ounces. 8.64 foot-pounds. The Glock 20, being in the middle, is 12.39, so a big jump there. And the M&P is at 14.12. So this definitely recoils the most. I will say with the ergonomics, it didn't feel like that to me. It didn't feel like it kicked any worse than a Glock 20, but it does have 14% more recoil than the Glock 20 and 63% more recoil than a comparable 1911. So that's something to keep in mind. Which brings me to accuracy, and I want to talk about ammo for a minute for a reason. I don't like starting flame wars. I don't like crapping on other YouTubers, but I'm sorry, something needs to be said on this one. When James at TFB TV reviewed this firearm about 6 months ago, and it was the 4-inch. The only ammunition he said he could get was Federal American Eagle 180 grain full metal jackets. Now, I'm not criticizing the ammo choice as far as, you know, first of all, it's good ammo. It's made well. So, you know, I don't want to criticize him for choosing that ammo. What I am going to criticize is his take on the recoil, because to me, I need to be honest with you guys who are watching so that you know what you're getting if you want to purchase one of these, or if you want to carry one of these, or if you want to just, you know, go target shooting with one of these. Sammy's spec for this is 175 grains at 1,275 feet per second. So, and my problem is the American Eagle ammo that he discussed is 180 grains at 1,040 feet per second. It is pretty much a 40 Smith & Wesson, and James said him and his crew felt it was, quote, not soft shooting ammo, unquote.
What happened? Did your balls drop off?
If you're shooting 10mm, if you're thinking about buying a 10mm, you should know what you're getting into, and that's misleading. Okay, 180 grains at 1040 is as soft shooting as 10mm will get. I mean, this is literally hot 40 territory and weak 10mm territory. So I'm sorry, James, I'm calling you out on that because it is soft shooting for a 10mm. And if anybody thinks that's what they're going to get, they're going to be disappointed. And I am going to be very fair, no matter who you are. If you feel 180 grains at 1040 is kind of pushing your comfort level, don't buy a 10. You're not going to be happy. I shot 2 types of factory ammo on this to get some testing done. I did 180 grain Cellier and Balat full metal jacket at 1,165 feet per second. I clocked it at 1111 feet per second, so a little lighter than what they claim. Through 100 rounds, I had 2 failure to feeds, and 1 failed to return into battery, which actually happened to my friend Wendy. She had never shot a 10 millimeter before, and she did pretty well, but she did have that. I don't know if it was a grip thing on her part because it was her first time shooting this caliber, but I think it's important to say that. I also shot 50 rounds of Hornady XTP custom ammunition, 180 grains. The box said 1180 because they were a little bit of an older one. They're now faster. I'm not sure of the exact speed. I clocked those at 1194 in my chronograph. No malfunctions with those 50 rounds. So how to do for accuracy? Well, I did 10 groups at using the Hornady XTP, 180 grains. I did 5 groups using some of Reload's, which were 180 grain Partisan PRV jacketed hollow points at 1,190, and I did 1 group of Hornady Action pistol reloads, 180 grains at 1,323 feet per second. That's my hot stuff. When you average all of that together, that's a total of 16 groups, and we got 3 1/16 inch average for accuracy. So you have reliability that's honestly very good. We had 3 malfunctions in 150 rounds. We had accuracy of 3 1/16 inches. You've got every feature you could want, high capacity, low carry weight. You just got to be wary of that recoil. So to me, well done, Smith & Wesson. Well guys, there you have it. A close-up look at the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 and 10 millimeter. So let's kind of break it down and tell you what I really think. The hits. This is a great lightweight if you're going to be carrying this gun, especially if you're going to be someone like me who likes to trail hike or is backpacking. That lightweight is going to save you a ton of energy. It doesn't seem like it would, but trust me, when you hike 7 miles and you start at 3,500 feet and end at 8,000 feet, it makes a big difference. Number 2, the ergonomics and features are on point. You get everything you could realistically want in a modern pistol, and the feel and the fit and the way that it's easily operated really makes this a knockout. And finally, 15 rounds of 10 millimeter is just phenomenal. It really is never going to leave you wanting for power on the trail, or if you want it for self-defense too. The misses. Okay, the weight. It's a double-edged sword because this is under 2 pounds. It's going to have more recoil than some of its competitors. You're going to have to decide for yourself if that's going to slow you down, but it is something you should know. Number 2, because it's kind of a newer gun still, at this time, magazines are unobtainium. If you want to get something like a heavier recoil spring or maybe a different barrel, they're just not there yet. So it's still kind of new and has some growing pains. And number 3, for me at least, I find the field stripping to be a little bit more of a pain in the butt with the fact that you have to actually flip down like the trigger switch on the inside before you do it. The final shot, Smith & Wesson knocked it out of the park with this. This is a fantastic 10 millimeter for carry with all the features you want, missing nothing, and ergonomics that really make it great. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As you've probably seen in some of my other statements on the channel, we're going through a bit of a change with the merch. Unfortunately, they raised their prices on the folks that make the shirts that I had originally released, Casull.com. So I've decided to kind of go with someone else. I want to make sure the merch is affordable for everyone. If you want a shirt, you should get it. And I will have an iteration of this shirt at Teespring, which is where I'm headed. So that'll be posted soon. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe for more content. If you didn't, thank you for watching and getting all the way through our review. And as always, guys, go big bore or go home.